All right, guys. So I'm here with Michael today with one of our top students, 50K a month creator, if I'm right.
Yes.
Yeah. What was your highest month, by the way? Was it like the 50K?
Oh yeah, it was over 50K. It was like 51. Yeah.
51K. That's pretty insane. And so only AI, only organic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Did you have to spend like any money on inventory or like something like that?
No,
Any
not at
customer service?
nothing, not at
All
all.
right. And how much are you gonna make this month?
This month it's probably around 30. Yeah.
30. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, $30,000 only with AI, without showing his face, without having to do anything like his face related,
Yeah.
and literally just AI videos. That's pretty crazy. How did you even end up doing AI, or like how did you even end up with organic?
Yeah. So basically, before I even started doing any like online thing, I worked like a shitty jobs, in warehouse, and then I work in on the airport in Iceland.
Yeah, that's insane.
And yeah, so pretty like physical jobs, and I was like searching about some ways how to make money, and of course I ended up doing dropshipping.
Yeah, yes, everyone.
I ended up doing like Facebook ads, and putting all my fucking salary into it and just losing money. And eventually I made some money with like Instagram influencers, and then of course lose everything. I was thinking I was making money, but like with all the costs around it, it just didn't make any sense. So I ended up having like a break for 1 year, and then I found out about the organic dropshipping. So I was like, all right, that sounds cool. So I joined this community about like uh, learning the organic.
And there was what year?
That was November 2023, so
Yeah.
two and a half
Yeah.
year, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
2.5 year ago. And yeah, like my purpose was to learn the organic marketing so I can start the organic dropshipping,
Mm-hmm.
But then I ended up just working for the brands because that was much easier.
Yeah. I had literally the same thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever tried like Shop, for example?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, I did.
Yeah, and like, what were your results there, and why are you, for example, not doing Shop as opposed to like organic only?
Yeah, I mean, I had some good months with Shop. I probably had one time I did probably like 20K commission in one
Mhm.
month. But the downside of it was all the constant bans. I remember losing like 5 accounts in one day. you know,
Yeah,
and all the accounts I paid for as well. So
yeah, I had
it's
exactly the same thing, bro. Like Shop is like very hard with these things, especially like when you're doing AI. Like you never know when they're gonna change like some of their guidelines or something, and then you're
yeah,
just gonna get banned. Like it's absolutely horrible.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it wasn't consistent at all. Like I would go viral, and then after a few days the account is fucking lost. So then you have to all the time think about getting new accounts and thinking about the violations and all. It just didn't make sense.
so you basically just switched to organic because of like the consistency of like bands and all of these things.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I have the same. I actually saw a lot of students do exactly the same thing. Like we had a lot of people who, for example, weren't going viral with Shop at all, or like Shop just wasn't working for them. Then they switched to organic AI, and then they just started crushing, which is like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. What do you think is the like biggest factor to your success? Like what are you doing on daily basis that you think like got you to the point where you are right now?
For me, it probably was just being consistent and
Mm-hmm.
just fucking post every day. Like I know people would join a community like this and they will like give up after some time because they are not getting any views and shit. And I just kept posting even through these like bad times and eventually trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong and just put more effort in the content, and that's when the result comes.
Yeah, makes sense, bro. We have like so many people who join, and they're not doing like anything basically, and then they're kind of blaming it on the community. But like I've never seen
Yeah.
someone who's like locked in, uh, and would literally like and would not succeed. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's uh, it's pretty crazy how it works, because like you have like so many people who are just literally just not trying, and that's the only reason why they're not succeeding. Like It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I'm not the smartest person, and
And
I
neither
didn't
am I.
finish a fucking school, you know, and I worked in a warehouses before, you know, and I still made this shit work, you know.
Yeah.
It's not really difficult when you think about it. It's actually pretty easy.
Yeah, by the way, this is pretty crazy. Like, how old are you? And how long are you doing like the whole business thing for? Because like I know that you've been trying for quite some time to make it work.
Yeah. So I'm 30 now.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yeah,
already-
which is crazy because like a lot of people have this like assumption that like all of these things are for like I don't know like 18 or 20-year-olds,
yeah.
but like there's literally no age barrier. It's like you can start
Exactly.
literally whenever.
Exactly. That's yeah. So I wish I learned about something like this sooner, but you know, it is what it is. And I'm glad I actually did come across this thing, you know, because it's changed my life basically.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I know that you are also like doing like some rap or some stuff like that, which is like pretty insane.
What?
Like
Sorry?
rap, or
Oh.
like just music overall.
Oh yeah, I mean, I used to do like a rap long time ago. I used to like do freestyles and
Mhm.
wait for freestyle battles and all that. Then I kind of stopped and I started making beats,
Mm-hmm.
like a hip hop beats. And then when I started being like busy with the content and all that, I kind of stopped. But now I found a passion kind of in DJing, you know.
Yeah.
And when I had my best month, I need to say this, I was on like a long holiday as well, you know.
Mhm.
So while being on a holiday in Madeira for like over 2 months, I had my biggest month, and there I was actually learning about DJing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had
that's-
like private lessons with the DJ and stuff,
Mhm.
so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So you had your biggest month when you weren't even like working properly, actually.
Oh yeah, basically.
that's-
yeah.
yeah, that's
I wasn't putting at all like the best effort, and you know, still cooked.
Yeah, it very often is like that. I can see it on myself as well. Like when you're just not trying and things are kind of like just naturally flowing.
Yeah.
You always make like so much more money. It's pretty insane.
Yeah.
But then also like you get like very good new ideas. So
Exactly.
yeah, it can be pretty cool to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long are you working like every day?
It varies, you know, like if I really lock in and I'm focused and not
Mhm.
distracted, you know, and scrolling and shit, I can do all my work in like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Even if I dial in more with like the editors and VAs, it can be even 2 hours max, you know. But sometimes when I get distracted, I fucking work all day in the same amount of job, which is
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, I have the same. Yeah, if you literally like do not dedicate like the first 3 or 4 hours to just like working, then it's like horrible. Because
Yeah.
then the work just spreads across your whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Especially when you don't have any other stuff to do during the day, you know, it just fucking drags out.
yeah. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just like setting some goal or like setting something that you have to do during the day
Hmm.
at a certain hour, and then you have to do all your work before doing something.
Yeah.
That kind of helps a lot, because if you don't have that and you have a whole day to finish one task, then it just
Oh,
takes
yeah.
whole day. Yeah,
I think
it's-
the timer thing works pretty good. When
Yeah,
you
yeah,
set
or
up
like-
the timer and alright, now for next 1 hour and a half, I will just lock in, no distraction and shit.
What were some of your like biggest struggles in the first I don't know like 2 years with AI, let's say?
Yeah. So like when I first started, back then we were mostly getting views from TikTok back then,
Mhm,
you know.
yeah.
And like Instagram wasn't that much of a thing before like some guys actually like cracked the code and you know
Mhm.
posting on multiple pages and shit. But back then it was back then it was still like pretty consistent on
Mhm.
TikTok. And you know, then as well the TikTok views started being like weird, you know, and you would have page. I remember having a page like 150k followers,
Mhm.
and this page would get like fucking 500 views per
Bro,
post.
yeah,
you know?
TikTok is literally the worst with this. Like, it's the worst thing for like consistent income. I don't know
Yeah.
why people post on TikTok even.
Yeah, so the biggest struggle back then for me was actually having, you know, like big Instagram or Facebook page that will be getting consistent views, you know. But then eventually when I grew my first pages. That's when like the consistency came.
Mhm.
And now is the fucking easiest time to grow the Facebook
Yeah,
or
it is.
Instagram page. It's crazy. It's so
Yeah,
it's crazy actually.
yeah, it's insanely easy to grow Facebook pages right now. Even like Instagram accounts. It's just
Yeah.
it's just so much easier than it used to be before. But I think, you know, it's probably because also like we have the methods, you know.
Yeah,
we kind of
exactly.
found a way to grow them like super fast, so it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense. So that means like most of your money then like comes from Facebook, Instagram, not TikTok. Yeah, which is
I
which is
don't
also
post
great.
on TikTok at all.
Yeah. I stopped posting as well. I think like most of the creators in our community kind of are not posting
Yeah.
at all. Yeah. Is there, by the way, something our community like helped you with a lot with I don't know, with like with your skill with, let's say, copywriting or like with AI or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Or
like,
is it just like that we hook you up with brands being the best thing?
like there's a lot of things actually what I gain from the community. It's like you get all the informations about the AI first, you know, because you always have like people in who are researching like new tools, you know, new methods how to make videos. So you are basically first person to know about all this stuff, you know. So that's a big thing. You also get like a lot of inspo, you know, you get loads of like I don't know, like a lot of calls where you get straight away feedback on your accounts, and you know, basically like all of these. Not and then of course the brands, you get hooked up on the brands, and you get to promote products that actually convert, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I think with this part we're trying our best kind of to do as much of coaching as possible, and also like, you know, inspo, as you were saying, calls and all these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are most beneficial overall. Is there something that you would tell some like complete beginner creator who's just starting with AI or who's just starting with organic, like what he should do or what he shouldn't do?
Like, because you know, like even when I started dropshipping back then, I actually I joined the mentorship program, you
Mhm.
know, and that's actually what like fast tracked my, you know, my some progress, and I actually made some money back then because I had some like guide, you know, because when you're trying to figure out all of this stuff like on your own, it's like difficult, you know, and you and there is probably not much out there as well on the YouTube, you know, about what we do. So like joining some community, of course, is number one thing, because that's what helped me the most. And then don't be like egoistic, you know, like don't, because that's something I did as well when because I had some results pretty quickly, and then I kind of stopped learning, you know, and just like not showing up on the calls, not asking for feedback and shit, you know, and that's when, you know, the I would be just stuck on some amount every month, and you know, and that's it. So like trying to always improve basically
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I definitely see like a lot of people become like egoistic or like arrogant, so they think that they already know everything and they just
Yeah.
don't want to learn anything more. I feel like that's the worst trait you can possibly have.
Yeah.
I think like even if you're like even if you're literally dumb and you're just like keep on learning keep on learning new things, then there's no way, you know, that, you know, you're not gonna succeed. But if you're like a super smart guy and, you know, you're just not learning from others, and you think that, you know, you're just gonna handle everything just because you're smart and you don't need anyone, I think that's like completely wrong approach. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Especially with AI, you know, because it's changing a lot, you know, and so if you're not ahead and you're not keeping up with all the news, you know, you will get behind basically.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because the game is changing so fast.
yeah.
Like if you think about like what content we were doing like 2 years ago and what we're doing right now, like it's completely different. And I see like so many people still doing like content that we were doing 2 years ago. Like they joined the brand and they're like, "Yo, like I have this page and it's just like slideshows or something." It's horrible. Like yeah, some people just don't care. It's it's just crazy. Yeah, I don't know why it is like that. Yeah.
And another thing, like just like again, like don't give up, you know, because I remember I actually recommended a guy to one community back then, and he would like be there for like few months, and then he would like he wouldn't get any results, and he would just stop posting, you know, and then he would blame me that, you know, that that it's like my fault, you know, that I scammed him and shit. You know?
Who was that?
Yo, it was like community, you know.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, I had the same thing, by the way. Like, I had a guy DMing me every single day that like he really needs to make money and he really wants to join, but right now he's just like completely broke. And I got him in like for free, and I didn't want like any money from him. I just wanted him to log in, and he didn't even I got him to the server, and for like a week he was having like some excuses that he doesn't have time, and then like he completely stopped replying and just ghosted me. Like this is just insane. Like I don't know. And then 100% this guy then goes to his friends and tells like how we're scamming and how we're horrible and all of these things.
Yeah.
100%. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, because
These
people they think they join community and that's it, you know, like
Yeah.
now you're making money, you know, you need
Yeah,
to do some
exactly.
fucking work.
Yeah, because they expect, you know, that we're gonna do the work for them or
Yeah.
something, you know. It's just, it doesn't make sense. I don't know why.
Yeah. So do the job, do the posting, and you're good, you know.
Yeah,
Learn.
you need to put at least some work in. Like
Yeah.
you can't just like be there and do nothing. Like if you do at least some work, then you might as well succeed. Yeah. But some people just don't understand that.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, yeah. So I guess this would be everything. Super glad to finally meet you.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already met a couple of times, but we didn't see each other for quite some time.
been
By the
a
way,
while.
I was literally driving here for 2 hours just to meet Michael and just to do this interview with him. So yeah, right. Appreciate you, and hopefully see you soon again.
Yeah.
But you guys, don't turn the video off just yet. You guys probably remember Michael and I talking about him making music in Madeira and him paying to some DJ, you know, to make better music. And he actually, when he was in Madeira, he made very fire track, which is like 30 minutes of like instrumental Afrobeats or something like that. I don't know the genre, obviously, because I don't really know a lot about music, but it's actually fire to listen to when, you know, when you're working or when you're driving or whatever. So I'm gonna put a link into this description. He might probably be slightly pissed that I'm even talking about it because I didn't really tell him that I'm gonna be doing this, obviously. And yeah, there's also gonna be a link to book a one-on-one call with us. So if you want to start making money just like Michael, if you want to get rich as fuck, and if you want to be a G who's making music in Madeira and making $50,000 a month while doing music and not working at all, then you can book a call with us, and hopefully you're gonna make this dream come true.